Good morning. If you are a kid of a missionary like me or a kid of a pastor, one verse that possibly could have been thrown at you several times is the latter half of Joshua 24:15, where it says, "As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." Interestingly, this verse has got nothing to do with missions. It's one of the most abused verses as far as a missional call is concerned. In fact, I've heard pastors preach a mission message or a call to missions from this verse, which in fact is not even the whole verse. In fact, interestingly, if you look at this verse was spoken by Joshua at the end of his life, after they had entered into the promised land, after all the wars was over and in peacetime. In chapter 23, you look at Joshua chronicling the entire journey of Israel out of Egypt to where they are today. And then in 24, he makes a covenant and encourages all to make a covenant to serve the Lord. So it actually, in fact, Joshua 24:15 is actually not a call to missions. Primarily, it's a call of praising God for what the Lord has done. In fact, 24 starts and says, "I don't know what problem you may have with the Lord, whether you choose to follow this Lord or not," and I'm paraphrasing. And then he ends it by saying, "As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." So effectively, it's actually primarily a call to praise. It's a call of praise for what the Lord has done in the life of Israel. So I think there is an application for us there as children of missionaries, as children of pastors. We have a heritage like nobody else. We have a life like nobody else. Yes, we had troubles, we had problems. Some of us are even messed up. Some of us have gone through very messed up phases. But despite all that, if I were to look back and if somebody asked me if I would like to be a kid of a missionary all over again, I wouldn't trade it for anything. There's too much to praise God for having been a child of a missionary than not. So therefore, may I encourage us as the first lesson out of this second half of 24:15 in Joshua, that we choose to praise God for our legacy, for our heritage, for our experiences and who we are and what the Lord has brought us through. Secondly, it's actually a call to holiness. If you look at Joshua 24, the continuing of the chapter after verse 15, he's calling the entire nation to be a nation of service to the Lord in holiness and in truth. So I think the second lesson that I draw from this is that we need to come to a place where we as children of missionaries and we as children of pastors choose to lead a life of holiness. In a perverse world like today, holiness is the first casualty. In a permissive world like today, holiness is the first casualty. So my dear brothers and sisters, may we come to a place where we can actually stop abusing this verse and using this verse as a call for missions, which it never was and isn't, but rather it's a call to praise God for the history and a call to look to the future with committing to lead a life of holiness in service to the Lord. May the Lord help us to praise God for our history and lead a life of holiness. Thank you very much.